Hello, this is Pranjal Khare and I welcome you all here. So our topic for today is majorities used under constitution. In other words, we say types of majority. So I will break down the topic of constitution into a simplest way to my best. So before I proceed, let's done some basic. So very first thing you should know the strength of houses. Before we proceed, first thing we need to know is strength of houses. Strength of, you can write accordingly. So first we will see Lok Sabha and second for Raj Sabha. Raj Sabha under Article 81 and Lok Sabha under Article 81 and Raj Sabha under Article 80. So under Article 81, maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 550. That is maximum strength of Lok Sabha. And here maximum strength is 250. Further breaking this number 550, this 550, 530 from states. This is not more than 530, not more than, add here, and 20 from UTs. That is further breaking of 550 number. And for Rajya Sabha, Article 80, further breaking this, Article 250, here 238 and here that is our the number 12. So that is the basics, the total strength of houses we have covered. Now one more thing need to tell you, quorum. Quorum is nothing but a 10 minimum number of member required to present in the house for house to sit and transact their businesses. That is 1/10 of total strength. 1/10 of total business. 1/10 of total strength of house. That is our quorum. Suppose that we have 543 member. So let's assume we have 543 member. Then quorum needed, minimum number is, that is so 54. And this one thing here to note down, this 54 excluding presiding officer. So 54 members you need, minimum number you need to transact the house to business of a house. And for Raj Sabha, this is 1/10 of 245. That number will come 25 or more. It means 25 minimum members you need for transacts the house of business. This is also excluding presiding officer. Presiding officer here is your vice president and here is your speaker. Can be deputy speaker, but we say that is speaker, minimum member. Now we are moving towards types of majority. First we will see what is simple majority. First, simple majority. Simple majority is 50% of member. This is simple, 50% of the member present and voting in the house. 50% of member present and voting in the house. That is, suppose that, for example, in Lok Sabha, we know that we have Actually 545 members was total up to, this was up to 16th Lok Sabha. This was up to 16th Lok Sabha. After that, two Anglo-Indian was dropped. Anglo-Indian dropped. Now we have 543 members in Lok Sabha. So this number 543 can be for simple majority. We need 50% of member present and voting in the house. So suppose that we have 543 member. This we know. Suppose that 500 members are present in the house and 495 member vote. We have 543 member, but on that day we have 500 members present, and out of that 5 member abstain from voting and only 495 persons vote for it. Then 1 by 2 upon 495, 50% of member present and voting in the house. 50% of this number we have to take. We have 543 members, this we know, but on that day 500 are present, 500, but only 495 pupils vote. So we will find the number by that, the number of pupils who are voting. So 1.2 295. So this will become 248 or more. So for passing it is 248. So for passing a bill by simple majority you need 248 members. This is simple majority. And there is also some different names of simple majority. We call it ordinary majority. We also ordinary majority and also default majority. This majority is used where? So for the passage of no confidence motion. For the passage of no confidence motion, vote of thanks by President of India, vote of thanks to President address, and censure motion. Fourth one comes adjournment motion. So these are some motion where you need simple majority. There are also some things like ordinary bill, finance bill. So here you need simple majority, and simple majority is what? 50% of member present and voting in the house. That is your simple majority. Now we will see one more thing for simple majority. Whenever the constitution does not specify the type of majority needed for transacting businesses in the parliament, so it is presumed to be a simple majority. That's why we call it default majority. Here I mentioned the name, default majority. Wherever constitution does not specify the type of majority, so we will presume to be simple majority. That's why we call it default majority. So this is also needed in one more thing I recall, removal of vice president. We need simple majority. So these are some where we need simple majority. Now this is simple. Now absolute majority. Absolute majority, I hope you got from the word absolute. Absolute here indicates the absolute number. Absolute number to what? Absolute number to total strength of the house. So we know that total strength of a house is, let me write here, majority of more than 50% of total strength of the house. total strength of the house. We know that in Lok Sabha we have 543 member. In Lok Sabha we have 543 member. Then absolute majority says one half of 543. The number comes 272 or more. So this is absolute majority. Absolute to the total strength of the house. Absolute to total strength of the house. Actually, this majority is not used anywhere on its own. I mean, not frequently used in the parliament. This is, you will see, very rare absolute majority. So I hope you got it. The word absolute suggests here 50% of total strength of the house they're talking. Now effective majority. Now effective majority. So this is similar to it, but there is some difference, slight difference here. More than 50% of the effective majority. 50% of the effective strength. Here we was in absolute we was talking about total strength. Here we are talking about effective strength of the house. Effective strength of the house. Effective strength. What is effective strength? Absolute we know in Lok Sabha we have 543 member. We also see absolute majority is what? 50% of total strength. We have 543, then half of 543, that is absolute number. But effective majority says effective majority is total seat. Here you subtract vacancies there. Here you subtract vacancy. So 543 is your total seat and vacancy you are subtracting. Suppose that we have 10 vacancy and there are one more condition here. Vacancy due to death. Due to death, resignation and disqualification. Only these, if the vacancy are caused due to death, resignation and disqualification, then only this will count in effective majority. Means this number will get reduced from total number of seat. So that is, this comes your 533. Now we have effective majority is 533. It means we have reduced vacancies here. Here we are in absolute, we was talking about absolute number. Doesn't matter your vacancies. Your absolute strength is 543. Half of it 272 or more. So that is absolute. And in effective majority, we are subtracting the number of vacancies here. 543 minus 10. And this I am assuming, this is just an example. This vacancies are due to death, resignation and disqualification. These are only 3 scenarios. Then we are left with 533 members. Then half of 533 members, that is one, the number will come 267 or more. This is our effective majority. This is just an example. This vacancies can be more, so this number can change accordingly. Now where this used, where effective majority used. So this is used in removal of speaker, deputy speaker, in chairman, in deputy chairman, in deputy chairman of Raj Sabha. So these are where we use effective majority. And one, we are left with one more majority which is important, and which is, we are left with special majority. Left with special majority. This is Article 249. There are 2 types of special majority. First we say type 1 and second we say type 2. Two types of majority. So type 1 majority is simple. Here we was talking in earlier majority we were talking about 50% of the house. See, we say here 50%, here also 50%, here we also mention 50%, but in special majority type 1 we are saying two-third, sorry, we say a majority of not less than two-third of member present and vote in the house. So here we are saying two-third of the member present and vote in the house. So this is earlier it was 50% now, but in special majority type 1 we say two-third majority. So for example, suppose that we have 245 members in Rajya Sabha, out of which we are 215 are present and 5 abstain from voting, then 210 participate in voting. Only 210 participate in voting. Then we have to find from 210, two-third of 210, that will, the number will come 140 or more. So this is an example. This will change accordingly as you increase or decrease the number of seats or number of votes, but this is the number of people actually participate, the number of people actually voting, we will count that. So 210 are members which are present as well as they are voting. So we will find from the people they are voting. So here the number is 210 and two-third of 210 is 140 and more. This is special majority type 1. So this is used in where used, so as I can recall, this is used under article 312 all India services, IAS IPS services which we have in India, IAS IPS IRS, sorry, IFS. So this is used under, this is type special majority type 1. Now special majority type 2. So there are two conditions, both the condition need to be fulfilled. So here we say the first point is same, okay. So majority, this point is same here, majority of not less than two-third of members present, I am writing P here, present and voting in the house, voting in the house. Then second point, there are two conditions which need to be fulfilled for a bill to be passed from special majority type 2. So first condition is that, and second condition, by a majority of total strength, by a majority of total strength of the house. I am telling you by an example. So what type 2 is saying? Type 2, first you have to fulfill type 1 condition, that is your this condition, two-thirds of the member present and voting in the house. Additional to it, you have to prove absolute majority. Additional to it, absolute majority. Absolute majority we have learned here. This is absolute majority. Now type 2 majority is this. What? So I am telling you by taking an example. Suppose that we have in Lok Sabha we have 543 members, 455 member present, and out of which 450 member actually present and voting. Now find out, now fulfill these two conditions. So there are two conditions, one and second. So find out 2/3 of 450. The number will come 300. 300 or more. So this is this number 300 or more to fulfill by type 1 majority. And this if 300 pupils vote in favor of you, then the bill is recognized as pass. 300 or more. Same scenario think here for fulfilling second condition, satisfy where by majority of total strength of the house. By majority of total strength of the house. Total strength of house is total strength of house is here 543. Take an example, 543, we have total strength, absolute majority. Here the thing required is absolute majority. Absolute majority 1, 2 and 543. The number will come 270. The number will come 272. We have 300 votes in favor of. Then this fulfill both the condition. 272 members. Absolute majority need to be fulfilled. Here what is happening in type 1? In type 1, if you have 140 members vote in favor of you, the bill is now passed. But in type 2, you have to score one more thing here. 272 is absolute majority. You need to also qualify this. This is additional. Suppose that I am giving you one more example. Suppose that 540 members are there. 540 and 500 only voting done by only suppose 400 people, not 400. Take an example here, voting 320 member present and 300 member vote. For a bill to be passed from special majority type 2, what is required? Here you have total 540 members, but only that day when you was actually implementing that bill, 320 members were present and only 300 vote. Then what is type 2 majority is saying? 2/3 into 300. What figure comes? 200. So 200 votes you have in favor of you. This fulfill first condition. First condition is fulfilled, 2/3 of member by a major. But if you see second condition, in second condition what you need? We have 540 member, we have 540. First condition is fulfilled, but for you also have to fulfill second condition. What second condition is saying? You have 540 members. Absolute majority also need to be passed. 1/2 of 540, that is your 270. You have only 200 vote in favor of you and absolute majority is not passed. So the bill is not passed from special majority type 2. For first condition, in case first there are two conditions we see in type 2 mein. First condition is fulfilled but second is not fulfilled, so bill is not passed from type 2 majority. This is complicated, but it's not too much. You can watch it again, you will get it. Type 2 majority, type 1. So a bill need to pass from type 2 majority. Have to go through two conditions, type 1 majority and absolute majority. If they are having type 1 majority, this is your simple 2/3 majority. Additional to it, they have to also fulfill absolute majority condition. Absolute means 540, this figure can change, 543. absolute majority 272 members, it means more than for passing a bill by special majority type 2, more than 272 members needed, that is all. And now it used where it used so under article 368, for the continuation of national emergencies, continuation of national emergencies, for removal of seeking for removal of Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, CAG, Comptroller and Editor General of India, Chief Election Commissioner, State Election Commissioner. So in these cases, these have to be passed through special majority type 2. So we have done, I'm just summarizing, we have done simple majority. In simple majority, only 50% criteria is there. Suppose we have 545 members, then out of member which are voting 495, we will calculate from here. Absolute majority, the term absolute suggests here, absolute means you have to find from total strength of the house. And effective majority, we know effective majority mein we will reduce the vacancies here and then find. And in special majority type 1 and type 2, type 1 is simple. Earlier we was using the figure 50%, now here in this 2/3. And in type 2 majority, there are two conditions which need to be fulfilled. 2/3 conditions are there, matlab 2/3 wali condition are there, but additional to it we have total strength absolute majority condition also here. It means a lot of member you need in favor of us to qualify from special majority type 2. So this is all about. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to connect with us for more topics like that regularly. Thank you.